I'd like to welcome everybody to the Grizz, and of course, I'm your host, Rashai Grismore. I have a fun show in store for you today. Wow, out here in California, somebody won the $1.5 billion lottery. Wow, I wish that was me, but I'm going to talk about that a little later on in the show. There's a new coach in, the Browns in Cleveland. Lawrence Phillips, wow, dead. Ed Reed joins who? And I have a ton of other sports topics for you today. But what I want you to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy me. And let's get it. Thank you, everyone out there, for tuning in to me, the Grizz, however it is that you are tuning in. Was that yesterday? Somebody won in Chino Hills, California, $1.5 billion. I wish that was me. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Did I play the lottery? Did I go out there and buy the $2 ticket? The answer is no, I didn't do it. Now, my girlfriend, yeah, she went out there and she probably spent about maybe $20 in tickets. My little brother, he spent about $30 in tickets. And then my mom's friend, her and her boyfriend, they spent about $50 in tickets for the lottery. I just don't get it. I knew that my girl wasn't going to win it. And I knew that my brother and everybody else, I knew that they wasn't going to win it. Come on, seriously. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people go out there and spend their money. You have to think everybody and their mama is trying to win the lottery. I just don't get it. Here's my thing about this lottery. This is my thing about the United States government. Now, tell me, am I wrong? Now, when I watched the Olympics a few years ago, it said estimated population in the United States. I saw 310 million people, maybe 320 million people. You trying to tell me that the United States government can't give everybody, those 320 something million people, $1 million apiece? It's 320 million people in the United States. When I saw the Olympics, you trying to tell me out of that $1.5 million, you trying to tell me they can't give everyone $1 million? The economy booms. Everybody is buying stuff. I just don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it. Somebody out here in California, they won $1.5 billion. And this is the thing to get me. You have stupid people. Yes, I'm going to call them stupid. They're out there at the 7-Eleven outside partying, and somebody else won the money. I just don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it. I'm jealous of the individual. Yes, I do wish it was me. What would I do with $1.5 billion? Oh, man, I don't know. I love Jack in the Box. I'll probably buy me a Jack in the Box in my home. I'll probably buy myself a radio station, sports radio station. What else? Man, it's a lot of stuff that I do with $1.5 billion. But, tell me what you'll do with $1.5 billion. But we're going to go on and get off into this here sports. Browns make it official. Hue Jackson is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals. He was the offensive coordinator. I like the hire. I really do. Here's my thing about, and the only reason why I like this hire simply is because Hue Jackson is a brother. He's an African American. So I always love to see my African American brothers get an opportunity to get a chance to prove themselves. He didn't fare so well in Oakland. He went 8-8 after 1 year, and it just lets me know that the NFL is going in the right direction, getting this guy back into the head coaching position. Now, what I do want to see from Hue Jackson, I want to see him be innovative. I want to see him go out there, and I want to see him win. Now, I was watching, was that First Take, and it was probably a week ago. Herm Edwards was on there, and he was talking about, the things that was going on with the Rooney Rule and how certain organizations manipulated, and it was kind of appalling to hear some of the things that he had to say. Here's my thing about the, black coaches and the Rooney Rule, and as far as, black coaches getting an opportunity to prove themselves. It's people like Hue Jackson that have to set the trend. It's Hue Jackson that have to lay the groundwork. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, people like Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy, yes, they did it. They won a Super Bowl. These two guys was in a Super Bowl together. Tony Dungy, he wound up winning the Super Bowl. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not right that we as African Americans, we have to prove ourselves over and over, but that's just a society that we live in. So you have to deal with the cards that you was dealt. So Hue Jackson is going to have to go out there, and he's going to have to put a winning product out on the football field. Now, I'm looking at from 2009, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns. I'm looking at the coaches that they have had. And let me see, in 2009 through 2010, Eric Mangini was a coach. Pat Summerall from 2011 through 2012. Rob Straczynski was a coach in 2013. Mike Penton, 2014 through 2015. So what does this tells me about the Browns is they're unstable. And if I'm Hue Jackson, the first thing that I would have told the Browns is, what do you feel about winning? Are you going to put me in a position so I can be able to succeed? Because if you're not, then I'm going to keep my job in Cincinnati. I'll do that. My whole thing is I want to win. So tell me, are you about winning? And from the reports that I've read, if I'm Hue Jackson, and I hear that ownership, because Jim Jackson, I don't know why I keep saying Jim Jackson, Hue Jackson, he doesn't want to have anything to do with Johnny Manziel, and he expressed his concerns with the organization and ownership said that it's not a problem. Johnny Manziel will not be back. So right then and there, they have told Jim Jackson, if I say Jim Jackson one more time, Hue Jackson, they told Hue Jackson that, you know what, we're willing to make these concessions. We want to win, and we want you to be that primordial to get this whole town turned around. If we look at Cleveland, what have they won? Seriously, what have they won? Only thing they're known for is being bridesmaid and just awful. They haven't won anything since what, Jim Brown? So Hue Jackson, I want Hue Jackson to succeed. I want him to do his thing. I want him to be innovative. That's what I want him to do. I want him to be innovative. Now, when he was with the Cincinnati Bengals, he did a good coaching job, an assistant coaching job, an offensive coordinator coaching job. When I looked at that offense, I saw a lot of dynamic parts. I like that. You know, when I look at the offense, he had Andy Dalton playing at a very high level. I saw some chickerations when I looked at that offense. So I just know that he's going to bring that to, the Browns, the doghouse. I just know he's going to do that. And it all starts at the quarterback position. I don't know what they're going to do with the quarterback position, but I'm so glad that Johnny Manziel will no longer be there. Why do I say that? And I'm going to make this clear. I am not a fan of Johnny Manziel. I don't think he belongs in the National Football League. I've said this before. I look at this guy as being entirely too privileged, born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's the type of guy who thinks the rules does not apply to him. He reminds me of that 16-year-old boy who sit there and he killed all of those people. He was drunk. He was underage. Why didn't he go to jail? His parents had money. They paid off a judge. And then what does the little idiot turn around and do? He sits there, break the rules of his probation, and then he gets caught drinking. Now he's on the run. That reminds me of Johnny Manziel. Not the drinking and not, well, Johnny Manziel does drink. Not that, because he didn't kill anybody. It's just, hey, mommy and daddy have money. I get a chance to do what I want to do. So the rules, they don't apply to me, and I just don't like stuff like that. So I don't believe he deserves to be in the National Football League. That's just me. I remember watching him at his pro day, and I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. It felt like he was trying to deceive me, like he was conning me. Like, don't con me. Don't try to manipulate me. That's what it seemed like he was doing. He came off so phony. He came off, I was like, you know what? I'm not cool with him. I don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like his smile. I don't like anything about him. And then you sit there and then you constantly hearing him say, well, I'm going to do this. Don't do it. I'm going to do this. Don't do it. I'm going to do that. Don't do it. He doesn't belong in the NFL. NFL teams out there, NFL coaches and general managers, do not touch this kid. He doesn't care about the NFL. He doesn't. He is mommy and daddy's child, and they have money. That's all he is. Silver spoon in his mouth. Mommy and daddy have a bunch of money. That's mommy and daddy's little rich, spoiled brat child. So Johnny Manziel, yes, he need to kick rocks. Seriously, he can do that and be the rich playboy that he wants to be. Because that's all it seems to me that he wants to be. He wants to be a rock star. He doesn't want to be a quarterback in the National Football League. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to abide by the rules. So I can't sit there and blame a Hue Jackson for saying, I don't want this guy on my team. I don't want that. I don't want it. So, and then when you hear ownership say, you know what? We agree. He will not be here. Now, when you look at the Browns team, Josh Gordon, hopefully he'll come back from his suspension. I really don't see too many parts. They have Joe Hayden. I mean, they don't have a ton of pieces, but like I've said before, I want to see what Hue Jackson does. This is what I want to see. I want to see him pick up a struggling franchise. That's what I want to see him do. Pick up a struggling franchise and then rise it to prominence. That's what Tony Dungy did. Tony Dungy took a struggling Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Everybody laughed at Tampa Bay, including those ugly colors. And what Tony Dungy do? He installed that Tampa 2 defense. And then after he did all of that, and then who's that? John Gruden came along and then won a Super Bowl off the fruits of his labor. I want to see Hue Jackson, and I don't know why I keep on getting his name wrong. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to call him Jackson. I don't know why Jackson. I don't know why. And I just, only thing I want to see him do, I just want to see him be innovative. That's all I want to see him do. I want to see him be innovative. I want to see him win. He's going to be in a tough conference. Pittsburgh, you know that the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be better next year. Ozzie Newsome, the general manager, he will not tolerate this type of season going forward. Joe Flacco, he'll be back. They have one of the better coaches in hardball. You know, Pittsburgh, they're going to be there with Mike Tomlin. And speaking of Mike Tomlin, I have to say this. This guy has gotten lucky by the hairs of his chinny chin. And if you ever seen Mike Tomlin, you know he has a lot of hair on his face. He has gotten so lucky. The Jets, if they win the game, they go to the postseason. But Rex Ryan was like, nah. And I'm going to talk about Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills and who they have hired as their defensive backs coach. He has gotten extremely lucky, and then you sit there and then you watch the playoff game. For me, I felt like the Cincinnati Bengals was the better football team. This guy has gotten lucky because I truly believe if he didn't make the postseason this year, he would have gotten fired. That's just my opinion. He has gotten so lucky. The only thing, and I need to go back to this, the only thing that I want to see Hue Jackson do, is I just want to see him be innovative. I want to see him take this team into a direction that they have never, ever been in. Cleveland, they deserve a winner. So Hue Jackson, you go out there and you do your thing, man. Coming up on the Grizz, I was watching, not watching. I was on ESPN.com and I saw that they had the top 5 greatest shooting guards of all time. So I'll discuss that here on the Grizz. We're back, and this is the Grizz. Thank you, everyone out there, for listening to me. Seriously, I do. Thank you so much. Before we start with the NBA, Lawrence Phillips, the former Nebraska football player, was found dead at Cairn Valley State Prison in Delano, California. Was a former running back for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. He also played for the San Francisco 49ers, the Rams, and a host of other teams. The one thing that I remember about Lawrence Phillips, and this is kind of bad, I just remember him not blocking Aeneas Williams when he played for the San Francisco 49ers, and Steve Young got blasted. I was like, wow, Steve Young looked like he was dead on the football field. Lawrence Phillips had the potential to be one of the greatest running backs to ever play the game of football, but he was a tortured soul. And it's just unfortunate that, he died in this fashion. From what I've read from different reports, suicide was the cause of his death. So, yeah. Ed Reed joins Bill's coaching staff. I love this move. Ed Reed will become the assistant defensive backs coach. When you look at the Buffalo Bills defense last year, they was ranked 19th in passing defense and they ranked 6th in interceptions. Now, what we all know Ed Reed to be. What made Ed Reed so great? His ball hawking ability. That's something that he did better than anyone. You know what? I'm going to go out and say this. He was the greatest ball hawking cornerback safety. Well, maybe not on the level of Deion. Now, I'm going to say even better than Deion. As far as when the ball went up to his highest point, he was going to go up there and get it. So I feel that he'll be one hell of an acquisition for the Buffalo Bills. And he also played under Rex Ryan. So Rex Ryan, he's like, you know what? I'm going to get this defense, square right away. And I just love Rex Ryan's, thinking. Now, let's get to something a little bit more sexier, something that I really know something about, and that's NBA shooting guards. Now, the NBA, they made a few people mad when they came out with the top point guards of all time, and they had John Stockton in front of Isaiah Thomas. I found that to be an abomination. I'm just being honest with you. Now, the list that they came out with, was it today or yesterday, as far as the top shooting guards of all time, I'm fine with the list. Of course, we all know that Michael Jordan is number 1. Kobe is number 2, Jerry West is number 3, Dwayne Wade is number 4, and number 5 is Clyde Drexler. Now, for me, I love the logo. Seriously, I do. I love when he speaks. When he speaks, I listen, I sit down, I shut up, I don't say anything. However, when it comes to just skills and being better than, He's not better than Dwayne Wade. I'm so sorry. Dwayne Wade deserves to be number 3 on this list. Seriously. No doubt about it. First of all, Jerry West, and like I said before, I'm a fan of Jerry West, the logo. He's a Los Angeles Laker. I don't care that he's with Golden State. For me personally, he's going to always bleed purple and gold. That's just for me. But when you look at the fact that he went to the NBA Finals so many times and lost so many important games and finals, it just lets me know, yeah, he was great, but how great was he really when he only won 1 championship? And remember, the championship that he did win, Gail Goodrich led the team in scoring. And so, and it wasn't like, okay, yeah, he just lost to the Celtics. No, he lost to the Knicks too. The Knicks also beat him twice. So he has a chronic history of losing. So for me, I can't sit there and I can't put him above Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, that boy got game. Now, as of right now, his skills have diminished. When I look at somebody like a Dwayne Wade, I see a guy who lacks fundamentals. I see a guy that can't shoot the basketball. Why do I say that? If you look at the scouting report on Dwayne Wade is that he pump fakes. Why? He can't shoot the basketball. That's one of the main reasons why he does that. So Dwayne Wade, he really doesn't have fundamentals, and because of that, he is not playing at a high caliber. Unlike Kobe Bryant, after he lost his athleticism, Kobe was still able to be the best player in the NBA. Why? Supreme footwork, fundamentals, A1. That's the difference between a Kobe Bryant and a Dwayne Wade. I don't care what nobody say, Dwayne Wade is the 3rd greatest shooting guard ever. I seen Dwayne Wade go up against the Dallas Mavericks the first time. I saw this guy completely take over a series. I never ever seen that before. Well, take that back, Jordan. Other than that, that's it. Dwayne Wade, he dominated that NBA Finals. Kobe Bryant never dominated the NBA Finals like that before. Never, ever, ever has Kobe Bryant ever dominated a NBA Finals how Dwayne Wade did that. He shot 90 free throws. What was it, 4 games? He dominated. He just straight dominated. I think it was, 90 free throws, 4 or 5 games, something like that. Something extraordinary. He literally took over that series. Every time you turned around, it was a foul here, a foul there. They couldn't stop him. And then when they went up against the Mavericks again, I was like, oh, Dwayne Wade, he's going to do his thing. LeBron James was awful. The only reason why Dwayne Wade, and I was upset with him when I was watching that series, it seemed to me that Dwayne Wade was like, LeBron, I want you to come along. Instead of Dwayne Wade saying, you know what, LeBron, this is not your time. I'm getting ready to average 50 points in this series. He could have done it. He just didn't choose to. So that's a knock that I have on him. And then the fact that he completely broke down against San Antonio, I was looking at him and everybody saying, oh, Dwayne Wade is coming. I'm like, nah, he ain't. He's not looking good. This man can't jump. This man can't shoot. This man can't defend. This man look awful. That's exactly what he looked in that NBA Finals. And then I saw him play against the Clippers. It's like, okay, it's evident. It's a wrap for Dwayne Wade. It's a wrap. They lost today, yesterday. The Clippers, they won their 10th game in a row. Who cares? Seriously, who cares that the Clippers won their 10th game in a row? Come talk to me when the playoffs come. But yeah, Dwayne Wade, that dude, man, what? That dude is on that level of Jordan, of Kobe Bryant. He's right there. They can't sit there and say, oh, no, Dwayne Wade, you can't be in the ballpark. No. I saw Dwayne Wade go at Kobe. It wanted a piece of Kobe. He wasn't shying away from him. Now, let's keep on going on this list. Clyde Drexler at number 5. I'm sorry. No way. No. Clyde Drexler, no, not number 5. This guy sit there and had a chance to beat the Pistons in 1990 NBA Finals, and then he had a chance of beating Chicago, what was that, in the 1992 NBA Finals, and he failed both times. So no, I'm not putting him there. And then he got a championship with Akeem, but that team, that Houston Rockets team, they were already established. So I'm not going to put him top 5 shooting guard of all time. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. You think Michael Jordan feared Clyde Drexler? Hell no, he didn't fear no Clyde Drexler. You know who Michael Jordan would have feared? Kobe Bean Bryant and Dwayne Wade. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. And I want to get back to this with Dwayne Wade. You know why I also put him high on this list in front of the logo? And as a Laker fan, I really don't like to speak about this because it really hurts me. I saw Tayshaun Prince put the clamps on Kobe Bryant in the NBA Finals when the Detroit Pistons backdoor swept the Lakers in 5 games. Clamp. Out of Compton, California, Dominguez High, killer, because, you know, I went to Linwood High School, so we don't like D-High. But I saw that. Dwayne Wade saw Tayshaun Prince, and he dominated him. So for me, that let me know off the bat, that guy is nothing to play with. But let me keep on going on with my list. Now, Allen Iverson, top 5 shooting guard of all time. Yeah, he doesn't have a championship. That's all right with me. I'm okay with that. That little dude could ball. That little dude is one of the few people that have Michael Jordan on camera looking like a straight up fool. Michael Jordan was reaching and Allen Iverson hit him with that cold slick crossover. Bam, bam, shot the shot. We was in school when he did that. Everybody was trying to do the Iverson crossover. Everybody. And then when we start to notice, okay, this is carrying or traveling. Okay, yeah, this is not a good move. But man, that dude could play. If you're too young to watch Allen Iverson, you're talking about a warrior. You're talking about one of them samurais, man. What was that movie with who was that movie? Tom Cruise? Man, that's my movie. What do you used to say? Carmelo from the Samurai. That's my movie. That's Allen Iverson. Small in stature, but had a huge heart. If he wasn't going up against my Lakers in the finals, I would have rooted for this guy. But when you go up against my Lakers, I can't mess with you. But Allen Iverson, top 5 shooting guard of all time. Clyde Drexler, no. I'm sorry. I can't put him there. Every time he had a chance to be the man, you supposed to go and get Michael Jordan. He was scared of Michael Jordan. He didn't want no parts of that, and Mike knew it. Mike was like, man, you can't see me. You can't do nothing with me. And then what happened when he went up against the bad boys? Come on. Nah, no disrespect to Clyde, the Glide. He was a great player. Top 5 of all time. Nah, I'm sorry. He's not there. Now they have George Gervin on here. I always have known George Gervin to be a small forward. So I'm going to put him as a small forward. He was never really a shooting guard. I don't know where they get this. Because if that's the case, then George Gervin has to go in front of Allen Iverson. George Gervin, what? That dude, he was nothing nice. Are you serious? I'm going to tell you how cold George Gervin was. George Gervin played in a all-star game, and Pat Riley was the head coach. Pat Riley acted as if he didn't want to play him. So George Gervin was like, oh, so you don't want to play me. And he went out there and he dogged out the Lakers to let Pat Riley know, don't you ever in your life do nothing like that again. Do you understand me? He dropped dogs on the Lakers. This is my time for today. I'm sweating. I'm the Grizz. I'm out. And I love y'all.